thinking of writing books, maybe some Chicano literature from a heterosexual, anti-feminist perspective. We need some real brown male literature or books out here, you know, because all we have is a bunch of Chicano feminist literature out here. I mean, seriously, you can't find any brown males promoting a brown man's movement. I actually have one book, but that book is trying to repackage masculinity and trying to, you know, confuse the genders and all that. So it's not real masculinity. It's not heterosexual brown masculinity. They're trying to promote that rainbow non-binary garbage. Because I was deceived. The book says something about masculinity, like, I forgot what the exact title was, but I started reading it and I'm like, oh, this is garbage. Like, he'll say, oh yeah, you know, masculinity is, you know, misrepresented and this and that, but he throws a little sneaky non-binary agenda into that. So you got to be careful with these guys out here. They'll talk good about masculinity and all that, but they'll repackage it into some non-binary BS. So we need some real Chicano authors who are promoting positive heterosexuality, you know, and also critiquing the feminism out here, the whole non-binary stuff. But they're too scared though, because if you come out and write books like that, oh, they blackball you out here. That's what they do. They try to blackball you, and people are afraid to write like that or even come out and talk about this kind of stuff, you know. That's why you don't see a lot of Chicano males like this talking on social media or nothing like that, you know. I'm actually one of a few that are actually talking like this. You go look around on all the social media, a lot of brown males are all woke and liberal. They're all feminist out. They're all beta males, simps, you know. They're all into that non-binary BS. You see the majority of brown males are like that out here. This is why we're not strong. We're not strong-minded. We're easily manipulated, confused. We're weak-minded out here, man. A lot of brown males, you know. So Spartacus Geronimo says the two-spirit talk to push transformer agenda. Yeah, man. All this two-spirit garbage. Man, that's all a bunch of garbage, man. They act like all indigenous nations were all about two-spirit, which is nonsense. Matter of fact, I looked into that whole subject, and various tribes and nations had their views on that whole thing. And if you really want to get down and dirty, there's a lot of indigenous nations who were not very tolerant to that two-spirit stuff. And some of them were very conservative. And I'll tell you, the Mexicas were one of them. The Chichimecas, Nezahualcóyotl, I think even the Mixtecos too. They weren't down with that lifestyle, man. Seriously. And matter of fact, I was talking to some other brothers about this stuff, and they were telling me that this whole two-spirit thing is over-exaggerated. And matter of fact, and very few tribes actually believed in that. And if they did, the two spirits were more like eunuchs. They were asexual. They weren't like the rainbow people out here with their sexual lifestyles and everything. And then different native nations dealt with them differently. Some kicked them out of their tribe. Some of them kind of poked fun of them in some sense, or even used them to do like what you call female, you know, what's usually like cleaning and cooking and all that stuff. And some went out and you know, I'm not advocating this, but they unalived them. You know, like the Mexicas. Mexicas were very hardcore. But, you know, Nezahualcóyotl said that whole rainbow tribe or non-binary stuff, he didn't agree with it, and he says it actually caused society to decline and deteriorate, especially in terms of in terms of morality. It's a marker of a society in decline. So the famous philosopher poet Nezahualcóyotl was against that lifestyle. Matter of fact, there's a book called Aztec Medicine and Health, and there's a chapter in there that says that the Nahuas, they believe that whole lifestyle led to sickness of the liver, ihiyot, you know. And if you guys want to know the exact page, and I can send me a text, send me a message here on TikTok. I'll send you the name of the book, and I'll even probably I'll take a picture of the chapter if you guys don't want to believe me. So the Nahuas said that lifestyle led to sickness. Nobody wants to talk about this, right? They want you to believe that all indigenous tribes were two-spirit and matriarchal and non-binary and all this BS. That's not even true. It's the opposite. The opposite is true. Most indigenous nations were patriarchal, and they believed in the male, female, you know, traditional roles, and they believed in male, female, in working with each other and harmonizing with each other, right? That's what it was, you know. Traditional male, female, family values out here. But these colonizers want you to believe, you know, they want you to believe otherwise. So you gotta look into the facts, definitely.